from the course and off the ball every evening.
Off the Ball. Weeknights from 7 and weekends from 1 on News Talk. Off the Ball. This is News Talk.
Now, you're very welcome, Max. So we are turning to Cheltenham today. Extraordinary afternoon for Irish trainers once again, and started off with a very good day for Henry De Bromhead. Bob Olinger doing his thing in the first.
The top of the straight, quarter of a mile to go, one flight to jump in the Ballymore, and it's Rachael Blackmore and Bob Olinger who've gone for home. Got a couple clear from Brave Man's Game and Gaillard de Manille back in third, clear of Bear Gills. Bob Olinger spring-heeled over the last, he landed 4 clear. Gaillard de Manille is chasing, but surely chasing in vain. It's going to be another for Rachael Blackmore and Henry De Bromhead in the Rob Core colours. Bob Olinger, all guns blazing, lands the Ballymore.
And then if that wasn't quite enough...
And it's heaven!
If that wasn't quite enough, the Queen Mother put the kettle on. Again, Henry De Bromhead doing his thing. And I'm very happy to say, joins on the line live. Henry, how you doing?
Yeah, great, thank you. Very good.
This is getting a bit silly now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's incredible. It's kind of pinch yourself stuff. For us, it's amazing. Both of them were brilliant. Honey yesterday was amazing, and the two today. And great testament to the Irish racing industry. You know, it feels like every day you go out at home, it feels very hard to win these races, and it's starting to show just how competitive it is with our results over here at the moment.
Put the Kettle On really stole the show. Winner at 17-2, first mare to win the Queen Mother. How confident were you in advance, Henry? What were your thoughts on this race?
Probably you would never find me confident. Very hopeful. She's obviously, she loves Cheltenham. She comes alive here. And Aidan Coleman gets a great tune out of her. He's won on her the 4 times that she's run. She's got 100% strike rate. We were probably leaning towards the mare. Or no, we probably had the mare's chase in the mix back in February. But it's on the new course on Friday, and it's a half a mile further, whereas all her form is on the old course over the course and distance of the Champion Chase. So although it probably looked a far stronger race, we said we'd let her take her chance. And it's whatever it is about her in Cheltenham, she just loves it. So wasn't confident, but hoping for a good run. And also the record, she won the Arkle last year. The record of Arkle winners in the Champion Chase, stats-wise, is just ridiculous. Yeah, so had plenty going for her for a good run, but Aidan was amazing on her. He threw her over the last 3 fences, and she was as game as a pebble with him, heart of a lion up the hill, and it's just amazing stuff you dream of, you know. And delighted for the syndicate, the Darmodys, who live near us. It's an incredible story. Mary is the matriarch of the syndicate, and just delighted for them.
Aidan Coleman, the jockey who you mentioned and said did a great job, he was effusive about Put the Kettle On afterwards, was just saying she's incredible, and even he said 3 out from the last, she was all wrong and just got over that fence and then up the hill obviously kept going. And he seemed to talk about this sense with her that she loves it. You know, there's some, you know, maybe certain horses have it, others don't. The love of the race almost, the love of finishing first. Yeah,
that's it. You know, like she was, as I said, heart of a lion up the hill. You know, she really had. And she seems to just love the place. It's mad. Like her 4 runs there have just been, incredible, really. Yeah, incredible.
A word on Rachael Blackmore. We managed to get a mobile phone to her yesterday and had her on, and I think she was still in disbelief at that stage, and she was saying, you know, even in her dreams, she didn't quite get this far. So, I mean, that partnership is working a treat as well. A sense of what she's achieving at the moment, Henry.
Oh, sure, it's brilliant for her. It's everything she deserves. We feel very lucky to have her riding our horses, and she works so hard. I thought her ride on Bob Olinger was any of them, but Bob and Honey, I know that she won on them, but they were spectacular. You know, the way she pulled Bob out of the race. She could have started to race much earlier at the top of the hill, but she didn't. She pulled him back out of it and didn't get involved too soon. And then obviously Honey's race yesterday was just perfect, really. You know, she's brilliant. As I say, very lucky to have her. But also our crew over here. I mean, our crew at home, you know, working so hard. Sadly, not all of them could come over this year with all the protocols and regulations, obviously. But our crew here are just, you know, they're putting in some hours. They've got these sort of gadgets with steps, and they're doing 40,000 steps a day at the moment. So like the work they're putting in is unreal. You know, they're brilliant.
I can imagine. And so are the protocols making everything in that respect a little more stretched and a little more tedious and difficult, or has it been okay day to day over there?
It's been I keep using the word amazing, but genuinely, like there's a crew here, Dr. Jennifer Pugh, who's our main doctor, and Jennifer Walsh and Barbara White are, I mean, they're just organising everything for us. They're brilliant. And BHA, Cheltenham, everyone, you know, everyone's putting it together. I think they've done a fantastic job, really strict protocols. And, yeah, you know, fair play to them all.
You must be pinching yourself a little bit. I don't know if you're a reflective sort too often, but I think that's the 12th Cheltenham Festival win for you today. I was listening to an interview you gave a while back, and you were remarking upon one year where you had just 3 winners, I think, across one year. So you know how there are no guarantees in sport. So this must be a time in your life where you're thinking, my goodness, this is all going very well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's I've just literally got back to the hotel now, so can reflect on it all a bit more this evening. Yeah, I keep saying this, but it's true again. It's just stuff you dream about. You know, when I first started training, sort of having a winner at Cheltenham would be, you know, seemed like a pipe dream, and now we're competing in these top races, so feel very fortunate. But like I say, it's not without the support of everyone at home, the hard work, and also the support of all our owners, our clients. They give us the opportunity to train these lovely horses.
How have you changed over the years, Henry, in your approach? Is there things you're doing now that you weren't doing at the start? Have you learned some hard lessons?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Every day, still do, you know, always tinkering a little bit, but every day, yeah, definitely, yeah. You know, yeah, absolutely. You'd always, would be so different to how I first started. Probably the main thing is leaving no stone unturned, you know, and I probably drive everyone mad it's working with us. But you know what? I suppose it's those little things, isn't it, that can make the difference.
And is it all very scientific these days, the way you go about your business, even working on the gallops or preparing to peak like this? Is it using data that's available and hitting certain numbers, or do you still almost trust your instinct and trust your eye and trust your sense of a horse's personality?
Yeah, I think it's bits of everything, to be honest. It's certainly, it'd be slightly more scientific, but from when I first started, but not a whole lot. It's trusting your riders and the people that are working so closely with these horses. They know them, you know, and probably when I first started, it was my way or the highway kind of thing. You know, it's you know, and that would be one major thing. Listening to everyone around the horses, they know them so well, and getting their feedback and letting them sort of tell me what they think we should be doing, you know. So yeah, that would be a huge part of it.
Yeah, and in terms of conversations with the likes of Rachael before she goes out on a ride, are you loading up the instructions, or are you trying to stay hands off in that increasingly? You're you can't help yourself some days, I suspect.
Yeah, no, I got a lot of stick, all right. Yeah. I was, Ruby was giving me a lot of stick about that this morning, and Rachael between them. But yeah, trying to stop getting too involved now. So I'm learning slowly but surely. Yeah. How
has Envoi Allen settled in, and how do you manage that process?
Yeah, he's been he's actually set. I think he seems happy. He seems to have settled in okay. He seems really good over here. And you know, Gordon was very helpful when he first came down and filled us in, and he seems good, as you know, for the little we know about him. He seems very happy over here anyhow, so we'll see now tomorrow.
And is training all pretty similar across the board? Like, is what Envoi Allen, what he was doing at with Elliot, is that pretty similar to what your horses would be doing with you, or are there lots of different approaches?
I think there's plenty of different approaches. You know, everyone has their own sort of systems, but ultimately you're trying to, you know, keep them, get them fit, keep them happy, and keep them healthy. Basically, you know, and once you sort of do that, it's the finer things then after that. But if you can keep that, you know, work off that, you've got a healthy chance.
Well, I'm sure Envoi Allen has a huge chance, hopefully. Around evening time, I mean, Rachael Blackmore was saying there's very much just an Irish contingent in a hotel, and a bath was about the height of her expectations of the evening. Are you confined to a room yourself? Is that kind of the deal at the moment?
I think my room service dinner has just arrived, actually, so you just have to bear with me for it has. Yeah, super. Thank you. No, we're all in our rooms, and that's it. Yeah. But you know what? It doesn't bother me too much, actually, I have to admit. So, well, look, we're on a serious note. We're very lucky. We all know how lucky we are to be here, and we have to stick to the protocols and just do it right.
I'm sure. Well, listen, what does the man who's won the 2 features in the first 2 days at Cheltenham have for dinner then of a Wednesday?
What am I having? I've forgotten now. I'll tell you now in 2 seconds. What is it? I've got a complete memory block. I wasn't ready for that question. Risotto. There you go.
Oh, well, listen,
Risotto.
wow. The high life.
Yeah, I'm really pushing it out. Yeah, that's it.
Well, listen, Henry De Bromhead, we'll let you go and eat your dinner. I think you've earned it. So thanks so much for checking in. We appreciate it.
Thanks a million. Thank you.
Henry De Bromhead there, who, as I'm sure you've seen, won the Queen Mother today, champion hurdle yesterday. John Duggan listening in, I suspect. John, how you doing?
Joe, good evening.
Risotto for Henry. What are you having yourself?
I'm having chips in about half an hour. It's been one of those long days between tipping and golf tipping and horse and doing the cards for tomorrow and other stuff. It's actually Cheltenham week is as busy here as it is over there normally. So
Henry De Bromhead for a moment, training out of Knockeen in County Waterford, has been on the go a long time and said himself, you know, to win one Cheltenham race would have been an absolute dream. He's now up to 12, and I think that's his 3rd Queen Mother, I think, and won the champion hurdle yesterday. Yeah, so this turned into a hell of a week for him all of a sudden.
It has, Joe, and Sizing Europe was his first Cheltenham winner in 2010 in the Arkle Chase, and then it took him 6 years between 11 and 17 to win another race at Cheltenham. So it's taken a long time, and I think what I heard from the interview there was experience. That's the word I took out of the interview, was that this guy is been through it. He's changed his practices in some ways, but I've always found Henry just a really decent guy when I've met him on the race course, and he's a relaxed fellow. He's intense, but he's relaxed. If that's not a contradiction in terms.
No, I think that sort of came across in the interview, and a bit of self-awareness. And as you said, experience is a good word. He's changed, and it takes great wisdom to listen to other people and to change your approach. And geez, it's working for him now. Put the Kettle On. It was an amazingly. I was going to use the word like brave performance, as if that's kind of an attribute you can ascribe to a horse in a race. But there was a gutsiness about it. I mean, it was just neck and neck up the hill, and Put the Kettle On came through.
And she loves Cheltenham. So she won there last year in the novice race over 2 miles, and I felt that Chacun Poursuit was the odds-on favourite and had hammered Put the Kettle On in the race at Leopardstown the last time. But Chacun Poursuit, William Mullen said, ran a bit flat. It wasn't the hill that caught him, and I felt it was the hill, to be honest, because he jumped really well. The favourite Chacun Poursuit took it up at the last. You think he's going to win, but Put the Kettle On had great resilience to storm up that hill and win from Nube Negro with Chacun Poursuit in 3rd. So it is a case that at Cheltenham horses often come back, because the track, even when you watch it on television, it doesn't, like a bit like the Masters in Augusta, it doesn't really reflect how hilly it is and how many twists and turns there are, and how fast they go downhill, and then they've got to meet a really rising uphill finish. If you walk it, you really notice it.
Right.
And on the TV, it's a little bit deceptive. So it is a very, very long way from the last fence or the last hurdle to the line. And that's what we saw up that hill with Chacun Pour Soi fading and on that put the Kettle On loving it for the second year in a row. So it's a good story. It's not a big owner. The Darmodys from Kilkenny, and Henry has produced another horse in tip-top shape for the second day in a row, and he's got that Envoi, Alan, as you said in the interview there, in the first race tomorrow. A really exciting horse, and then he's got a Plutard in the Gold Cup on Friday.
Yeah,
the week is only halfway done, and it could be even better.
So, I mean, once again, Irish domination today. It was 5 winners in 7 yesterday. We were up to 6 today, extraordinary, and started off with Rachael Blackmore doing her thing, Bob Olinger for Henry De Bromhead, and she won 2 races. Was unseated, I think, in the second race where Monkfish came through. So that's the lot of a jockey, isn't it? You're king of the world 1 minute, or queen of the world in Rachel's case, and then on your backside in the next race, Monkfish for Willie Mullins. And then there was, I guess, the feel-good story, Paul Hennessy with Heaven Help Us, 17-2. I think he owns 2 horses, and one of them's a Cheltenham winner, and then Tiger Roll as well, Denise Foster / Gordon Elliott. So there's a lot of stories there, John. What one jumped out to you and why?
Paul Hennessy, because he only got a handful of horses. He's a greyhound trainer. He's trained the winner of the English Greyhound Derby twice, and he was on the show last Friday here on Off the Ball on News Talk, talking to the lads on Friday Night Racing. So that was opportune. That was good timing. And young lad Richie Condon only rode his first ever winner in Ireland back last October and stole it from the front. So I think that's a really feel-good story. Like Denoli's trainer, Tom Foley, Denoli won a big race at Cheltenham in 1994, and there was always the way of the Irish banker going over there, and when Ireland didn't have that much success at Cheltenham. And to see a small trainer with all the big guns, the O'Learys and the McManus and the Ritchie and all that, to see a small trainer win with a horse, it's pretty special. So that was one of them. Like, there was actually probably 3 big stories. As Henry does that, and then Tiger Roll as well, winning for the 5th time at the festival. That was pretty special as well. I'm really disappointed he's not going for the Aintree Grand National, because that would have been a great build-up that racing could have done with it.
So Tiger Roll, Denise Foster / Gordon Elliott, as you said, 5th Cheltenham success. That's 3 cross countries now. There's a Triumph Hurdle there and the 2 Grand Nationals. Is this Grand National thing, so they're saying the weight is unfair. This isn't a game of brinkmanship, isn't it? Or who'll blink first, or they're hoping they'll change the weight. It's done. It's over. Not happening.
They're taking it out, yeah.
Okay.
It's a shame. It really is, because Red Rum is the only horse to have won 3 Grand Nationals in 73, 74 and 77. Tiger Roll is 11 years of age. Normally horses can go to 12 in the National. And the way he won today would show you that he's back in root health.
Yes.
Got a great ride from Keith Donoghue, put him out in front, the ground suited him, and he's back into good form now. So it's a real, like, the weight thing, I don't buy that for an argument at all.
How do you mean, John?
In that, if you win 2 Grand Nationals, you should be getting top weight.
Yeah.
And
is it deemed an unfair weight by people in the know?
I don't think so. I think the owners feel that way as an observer and somebody who studies the game. I don't think so. Like Red Rum carried 12 stone around Aintree and won the Grand National. You've had other horses like Sunny Bay carrying 12 stone, finishing second. You've had horses like Don't Push It carrying 11 stone 9 and winning the Grand National.
And what are they trying? What are they trying to put on Tiger Roll?
11 stone 10.
Right. Okay.
It would just mean that they feel that the horse would be at a disadvantage compared to the other horses in the race. But Tiger Roll has won 2 Grand Nationals. That's what happens when you win 2 Grand Nationals. The whole concept of handicapping is that you give weights to different weights to different horses, so they all have an equal chance. Of course, Tiger Woods. It's been a long day. Of course, Tiger Roll is going to have top weight because he's been an Aintree specialist, and obviously he's shown now with 5 wins at Cheltenham that he's an exceptional animal. Tomorrow,
Envoi, Alan aside, what's catching your eye? What are you looking out for?
This is Thursday's is a tricky day. Thursday's a day, a lot of handicaps. You've got 2 really good races, though. The Stayers Hurdle, which is the feature race. Paisley Park looking to win that for a second time for the home contingent in England. They could do with a winner. They get absolutely trounced. And I'm just wondering, Joe, is it becoming embarrassing? Like, I watched ITV all day, and like, it's the Irish doing really, really well on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of thinking, well, we're doing well every day at a Cheltenham Festival nowadays, and it was a bit, it felt noticeably jarring watching it, because there is no contest at the moment, and there should be a contest, but there is no contest.
Yeah.
The Ryanair Chase is the other big race. A lot of quality horses in that one. But Willie Mullins has got 3, Min, Allaho and Mellon, and then Joseph O'Brien, Facker, Dudery. So another good day in prospect for the Irish trained horses who've gone over there and they're in that strange environment.
Okay. Well, I know 10:30 tomorrow morning you're back with Johnny Ward and Tom Malone on the Cheltenham show. John, as ever, thanks so much.
All right, Joe. Have a good evening. Cheers.
John Duggan there. Like I said, back with Johnny Ward and Tom Malone tomorrow 10:30. And a reminder, our Cheltenham coverage is brought to you by Paddy Power. Don't feel like a punter, feel like a favourite this Cheltenham. For information on responsible gambling, visit gamblingcare.ie.
Off the ball on News Talk.
Let's take a mindful moment on News Talk.
I'm Oisin McConville. If you're feeling anxious, ask yourself, where is my worry or anxiety coming from? Don't beat yourself up. Share it with someone. Jot it down. Be proactive. Seek help. Eat better and increase your exercise of choice. Practice some self-care and continue to talk.
Another mindful moment from News Talk.
No one does Cheltenham quite like QuinBet. With a huge selection of markets on horse racing, plus all your favourite sports. We've got you covered right through the festival and beyond. You can find us on mobile, app and PC. QuinBet.com. T's and C's apply. Gamble responsibly. Visit gambleaware.ie.
Are you a small business facing financial difficulty due to COVID-19 or Brexit? Microfinance Ireland, a government-funded not-for-profit lender, is here to help. We provide business loans of up to €25,000 to small businesses with less than 10 employees and annual turnover of less than €2 million who've been unable to secure finance from banks or other lenders. For more information, visit microfinanceIreland.ie or talk to your local enterprise office. Microfinance Ireland, supporting you through times of uncertainty.
Now is the time to make a plan to keep well over the months ahead. Being creative can really help you to relax. Try to keep up a hobby, or start a new one, or even just switch off. Make your plan today to keep well. Find more ideas at gov.ie.